What is going on, people? What is going on? There was a little, okay, this is the first time I've done the whole live or stream starting soon. I was just looking at it and did not know how to react for a second. So it was like a split second before I put in the intro, but just finished watching episode 3 of House of the Dragon season 2. And honestly, there is so much to talk about. This won't be a super long live episode. But by the way, welcome back to Binging Dragons because I will be posting this video later on. But yes, if you have not done so yet, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave in the comments your favorite parts of this episode of season 2 so far. Man, there was a lot happening. There is a lot for us to discuss. And then again, this won't be a super long episode. This will be more of a just trying to, how do you say, digest or just sit down and think about what we just saw. Um, so, with that being said, I will try and let people give people a minute to join here on the live. But if not, yeah, I will most definitely be starting here in a couple, probably like a minute. With that being said, um, man, I thought this was a pretty good episode. My wife is a little bit mad because she wants the action. I told her to come by and just don't go to bed, come with me, let's podcast. But she hates being on camera and all of that. So I don't know what I'll have to do in order to get her on here. But yeah, my wife is on the side of things that she wants more action. Uh, like she wants action right now. And I'm on the side of things of like, okay, I understand. I also want more action. But I feel okay. I feel good with the action that we've had so far because uh really the best thing about the Game of Thrones universe, in my opinion, the thing that makes ultimately these high, awesome action moments in Game of Thrones is, or in the Game of Thrones universe, in this case, House of the Dragon, is whenever we have this good character development that we've been getting for the first 3 episodes of this season. Now, it being a shorter season, I don't know. Yes, most definitely by the next episode, they really need to pick things up when it comes to the action. Um, but I can assure you that the next episode, it will happen. That is coming, and don't search it unless you are a huge fan of spoilers and you don't mind. But the Battle of the Gullet is not the Gullet, damn it. Battle at Rook's Rest. It's what's coming. And it's going to be high action, dragon action. The one we are really sort of dying for. Um, so yes, with that being said, I want to say that I like the episode. I thought the episode was actually pretty good. I would say it might be my least favorite of the first 3, but but huge but I'm not saying it's bad. I thought it was a really, again, well directed, and at least now, obviously, I'll have to sit on this for a few days, but I feel like it was actually a pretty well written episode. Um, we can talk a little bit about how nobody really noticed Rhaenyra going into the Sept, but we'll get there if we get there. Because the most important thing about that is the beginnings of the church that Rhaenyra built, which I will be joining very, very soon. Actually, I might be in it already, and I will not miss a day. With that being said, episode 3. I have some notes. I need guidance, people. I need guidance because there was a lot that happened. Um, we started off with the Brackens and the Blackwoods. So that means ultimately it meant that we had, but not really have, the battle at Burning Mill, which honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed about that. Like, I feel like they the episode had, like, I don't feel like there was a moment in this episode where, like, oh, we probably would have been better off without seeing this or that. Because I feel like every scene was really important. But at the same time, man, I wish we would have gotten the Battle of Burning Mill. Um, because again, it just adds more to the whole connection, if you want to call it that, the whole connection and the whole domino effect of the Dance of the Dragons. You not only have Rhaenyra and the blacks going against the greens and Aegon and Aemon and all these people, Kristen Cole, or I should say Crispy Cole. But you have all these other people that support these factions, and they are willing to die for them. As we saw with the Battle of the Burning Mill, which again, I am a little bit disappointed. When I was kind of hyped. I honestly thought we were going to get the Battle at Burning Mill. Um, so, by the way, I know it's pretty late now, me saying this, but obviously, most definitely, there will be spoilers in this episode. I will be talking about everything that pretty much, well, try to go through everything that happened in on this episode. So, yes. The next thing, we officially now know that we did not get uh, Benjicott Blackwood, who was a character that I was looking forward to. And the internet was going crazy for a few days. Let me see if I can do a little bit of share my screen. I think I can. Let's see now. Screen window, and here we go. Uh, Here we go. Hopefully you guys can see it, and hopefully it doesn't mess up the live because I've been having a little bit of problems when it comes to. Oh, Daya, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that so much. Okay, how can we do this to where? Okay, that is perfect now. I don't look super small, but I don't look. I don't take a whole lot of space. I'm surprised that we didn't get the full battle of the mill, considering Rook's Rest is the only big battle we're getting this season, and they're pushing back the Battle of the Gullet to season 3. Are you sure about that? Because everything that, well, first of all, yes, I was surprised. I was honestly very, very surprised about that. And also, it worries me a little bit, even more, that we are going to get the gullet and at for the finale of this season. I hope not. Really, I really, really hope not. Uh, but yeah, wait. Yeah, Ryan confirmed it in an interview. What? What? Wait, like, as in the after the episode thing? I missed it if he mentioned it there or something. Um, I, man, I don't know. I hope. Um, so yes, it is now more than confirmed. This over here is not Benjicott Blackwood, which is a pretty awesome character, honestly. Um, but yeah, let's see. I'm gonna hide the screen as I keep going, just so I don't want to get in trouble. Um, but what's the next thing? No Benji. It was Davos Blackwood. So yeah, there goes our all our theories that this could have been Bloody Ben. But hopefully, I mean, hopefully we do get to see Bloody Ben later on, because he's a pretty bad mofo. He's a pretty awesome, pretty cool character. Um, we move forward and we get the Cargill twins getting being buried together, and Jace is honestly sort of like questioning Rhaenyra as to why are we, burying them together when Otto would have not done that. I think he's sort of says something like that, and yeah, it just tells you how good Rhaenyra is, how good of a queen she would be, honestly. And listen, if after these first 3 episodes you do not understand still that Rhaenyra would actually be a very damn good queen, I don't know. Like honestly, like you have to have some high tower blood in you, because we are getting like episode after episode, and most definitely these last 2 episodes. Rhaenyra, all she has done is demonstrate that she would be so good as queen. Um, so yes, there's that. Um, also, like Jace in this episode was, man, he didn't say much, but at the same time, he said a lot in terms of how you can tell how uh he is not in sync. He is not like really like on board with a lot of the decisions that his mother is taking. Um but obviously he's not saying anything. He's being very respectful, which I appreciate because I love Jacaerys. Really, it's one of my favorite characters. Like honestly, Jace is one of my favorite characters in A Song of Ice and Fire, I think. Um, but it's in the Daily Mail UK article that talks about how the season was cut from 10 to 8. I think they would have done the Battle of the Gullet if they had more budget and episodes this season. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, again, if we get the Gullet next season, um I will not be happy anyways because I just hate what happens in that and during the Battle of the Gullet, but I'd rather have it next season, honestly. Jace was not happy. Yeah, he was not happy at all with his mother. He wants war as well. It's understandable since his younger brother is dead. Yep. Honestly, like you get where he's coming from, and like a part of you even also sort of like wants, Rhaenyra a little bit to like, man, let's just get these people out, honestly. um and also what's interesting, and I also love, why am I saying also so much, is the fact that uh what was this, oh, same, honestly, yeah, yeah, honestly, yeah. But something very very cool now that I'm thinking about it is that, as we've seen, everyone, all of these males, all these men just want to go to war and are just, you know, at this point, it's not even just about them trying to control Rhaenyra and whatnot. Is honestly, some of them are, starting to get worried that, sorry, that things are, about to blow really, really bad. And yeah, they are wanting to go back to their homes and prepare for war pretty much. Um, and I understand that a little bit. We saw that more towards the end of the episode when Bela comes back after seeing Kristen Cole. Um, and yeah, them realizing that, oh shit, like, yeah, this is the enemy is right next, they're next door pretty much. They're approaching fast. Um so yes, let's keep going. Cargill twins, I love that, that moment. Also, uh Rhaenys had a very very I wish I had like the what she said to Rhaenyra, but she had some very good words for her, and yeah, she is also sort of trying to get, Rhaenyra to think that there might be other ways, other options to go about this war. Let's see here with Zaya. Exactly, but Rhaenyra didn't want war. But now that she sees Alicent is not gonna do anything to stop the war, she can't do anything but start the war. Yes, you said it perfectly. You said it perfectly. And honestly, I liked that because in Fire and Blood, and again, Fire and Blood and the book and the show are two different. Well, they're not really two different things. Honestly, in a way, we can say that the show is really the canon, because George is pretty involved in the project in the show, and not only that, Fire and Blood is pretty. It's very unreliable, more so towards these chapters of the Dance of the Dragon. So, with that being said, I honestly like the fact that uh, Alicent pretty much um, ignoring the what Rhaenyra is saying. She is just accepting war, you know, and she's trying to say like I can't do shit now, and yes, maybe to a point because her father is not there anymore, so she feels, more lonely than ever. Um, because who knows how long Hightower will be around. I mean, I know, but I'm not gonna spoil. Um, uh, yeah, it's I like the approach really that they because now it feels also like the book where Allison willingly is just down to go to war, and yeah, they're following the plot but adding context to the events. Exactly, exactly, and I like that quite a bit. Um, so yes, we got the Rainey's talk, and then we find out that the burning mill actually happened. So when the episode first started and we got that scene with the burning mill and all of them dead after the confrontation between Davos and that other the Bracken guy, I was like, was this the burning mill? But I was hoping that it wasn't. But then we get confirmation that it actually was the battle at Burning Mill, and we find out that Samuel Blackwood, who is a very it gives me hopes that we will probably see one of my favorite characters in Fire and Blood, which is Black Sand Blackwood. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to spoil anything past episode 3. Um, but yeah, and not only that, no one in the council listens to Allison. Exactly. Like at this point, she feels, yeah, she's lonelier than ever right now. Um, so whatever. Uh, yeah, Samuel Blackwood is killed in the Battle of Burning Mill. We get our first mention officially now. I believe it's like the first mention of Grover Tully. And for those of you that don't know, let me. Well, I don't know if I can look it up right now. Probably I could, maybe, but uh, Grover Tully, Sesame Street. So. uh, George R. R. Martin, on purpose, named two people. One of them was uh, Elmo Tully and Grover Tully, after the puppets or the Muppets from Sesame Street. And yeah, it's kind of actually I think he named other. I know he there's Elmo Tully and there's Grover. There might there might be an Oscar as well. So that's always funny to me, honestly. Um, so yeah, we got our first official announcement or name drop for Grover Tully. Um, yes, moving on, we get to the whole Reina. We're starting now to see the whole Reina plot that seems to be the one from Nettles. And at this point, okay, if you've read the book, you know that it's starting to gear towards that. If you don't know anything, you're just like whatever, Reina is just mad. She is disappointed, and honestly, I felt so bad for her, really, because at this point, she's just, in a way, she's jealous of the fact that uh, Bela and everyone else has a dragon out of the younger young adults, but most definitely her sister, her twin. So her not having a dragon is really affecting her because yeah, she's now sent over to the Vale with Lady Jane Eyre, and it was it was hard. It was a little bit hard to watch. Not obviously not hard to watch in a like blood and cheese style, but it just made me feel so bad for her, you know. But at the same time, she like Rhaenyra actually like left everything in her hands, you know, like things can go south really, really fast, with Rhaenyra and everyone, that's going to war now. So her telling Reina that like Reina literally has the she's in charge of the future of all of them pretty much if they go down. Um Reina feels powerless and worthless. This is a good comment by Daya. Let's see. I want to highlight it. Reina feels powerless and worthless because she doesn't have a dragon. If she did have a dragon, Rhaenyra would have kept her like Bela. But Rhaenyra definitely trusts Reina. She trusts her so much. And again, that's more on the like being young and wanting to prove yourself, and in this case, like in battle and other ways that feel more active. But us as the viewers, as readers, man, like there is actually a lot on her shoulders. But obviously she doesn't really see it like that right now because she's just going off to the veil and just thinking she's not going to be part of it. So it was really nice. It was really nice to see what Rhaenyra is actually doing for Rhaena. So I'm just excited. I'm just excited to see everything that should be happening with Rhaena. Now that we know that it seems like we won't get Nettles, although Ryan Condal has been a little bit, kind of like he didn't answer. Somebody asked him about Nettles, and he was like, "I am not like willing to answer that at this point." So who knows if we might actually get Nettles, but it doesn't really seem like it, honestly. Because if they want to include Reina in the whole thing, like this early in the story, yeah, it doesn't look like we're getting Nettles. Anyways, moving on, we get Damon arriving at Harrenhal, and honestly, that was better than I expected. Like it looked really, really eerie. It looked creepy. Game of Thrones, but make it horror, kind of thing. Um, I think I might have a be able to show it to you guys here. Uh, but yeah, it's we got Damon at Harrenhal. A lot of things are happening here. Again, pretty creepy at the moment. Also, we get our first. Well, okay, let me not get ahead of myself. He finally gets to Harrenhal. He goes all the way up to the big hall, to call it that. And as he's walking around trying to find people, before he finds someone, and the first person that he sees, he just beats the shit out of him. um, we see him walk around just very specific areas, and most specifically, I'm sorry, I'm being a little bit redundant, is the huge hall where the Council of 101, which is where the succession for Jaehaerys happened in episode one of House of the Dragon season one, where all the lords of the realm came to Harrenhal, made their pitch, and ultimately it was Viserys, the one that was chosen instead of Rhaenys, and Rhaenys became the queen that never was. Um, so it was very, very cool to see that whole setting, uh, pretty abandoned, honestly, uh, and with the rain and the thunderstorm, and it was just perfect, man. Also, it was a dark scene, and you guys know, although we don't have Miguel Sapochnik anymore, uh, yeah, the dark scenes looked way more clear. They were more bright, even though they're dark. But I thought they were shot really, really good. We get Damon arriving at this, uh, I don't know, the King's Hall or whatever it is, and Simon Strong, the one that's now the I suppose the Lord of Harrenhal, which I thought it was Laris. I think they bring it up, but whatever. Simon Strong is there, and they pretty much forfeit Harrenhal pretty damn fast. Which honestly, you don't have another option, because Damon is there with Caraxes, and this part, we find out that Simon Strong does not have any love for Larry Strong. And because he pretty much put two and two together, and he was like, nope, this guy definitely killed, uh, I believe that was his brother. Lionel Strong was his brother. Yeah. And then, shoot, how did I forget? Um, Oh my god. I can't believe I forgot Jace's father's name. Anyways, I hate it. I can't believe I forgot I forgot his name. Daya, if you can help me remember his name. I don't know why I just forgot. But anyways, Simon pretty much says that he did not believe him, and he does not support Larry Strong at all. Uh, Followed, we also get our first look at Alice Rivers, and yeah, I was hyped, and I feel like the Gail Rankin, the girl that plays Alice Rivers, whew, she was looking great as Alice Rivers. Um, let's see, we find out. Well, after the whole Harrenhal thing, we go back to Dragonstone, where the council is pushing Rhaenyra to go to war, go to war, go to war. She doesn't want to, obviously, and Rhaenys is also like keeping people in check, because they're starting to get a little bit out of hand. Um, we find out also that Ulf, and this did not, I don't think this was mentioned in Fire and Blood. I can't remember right now, but turns out that Ulf is the son of Balon Targaryen. So he is the uncle of Rhaenyra, and he's Rhaenyra's uncle, Daemon and Viserys's brother, bastard brother. And that is crazy, honestly. I can't talk about something else when it comes to another character that teams up with Ulf, but yeah, I wonder who is that other character's father. I'll leave it at that. Aegon goes to a brothel, even though he wanted to go fly with Christian Cole. Good thing he didn't because yeah, Moondancer and Bela were around. But yeah, we get Aegon at the brothel with his buddies, and turns out Aemond was also at this brothel, and he was doing his thing. Whatever it is, he comforts with that lady in the brothel, and man, Aegon made fun of him pretty bad. And it's interesting because that just adds even more, like, it makes everything more complex when it comes to what's happening with the greens and how separated, how divided they are in team green. Um so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things develop, really, with Amon and Aegon and all of that. And we got to see the D, with with Amon. We got a full frontal scene, which it's one of the few frontal scenes we've seen in Game of Thrones universe, and even more so for a main character. Because I think we've seen it before, but this was like the first time, yeah, from like the whole thing for a main male character. Because obviously we've seen back in the Game of Thrones days, early Game of Thrones days, they would show so much, boobs and all of this, and like frontal scenes, or frontal shots for women, that yeah, it was a little bit much sometimes. Um, we get to see Gwaine Hightower. First time meeting him. He is the brother of Alicent. And honestly, he looks pretty awesome in his like armor, and he looks like a pretty cool character, honestly. Um, and every time I get a character that can kind of sort of diss or make Crispy Cole a little bit mad, I'm always down for that, of course. So we get that scene, and then they're going off to Harrenhal because Kristen Cole came up with the idea after everyone's pretty much looking at him like, dude, you messed up so bad with that decision to send Eric. Um, and yes, they are going to Harrenhal, to the Riverlands, to get the Brackens pretty much and get their support. And all of them go over to Harrenhal to take over Harrenhal. Um, with that, whenever it's happening, we get Bela flying around, the outsides of King's Landing, as Rhaenyra told her. But even though Rhaenyra told her to stay up, very high up in the clouds, pretty much, stay sort of unseen, 'cause obviously she doesn't want to get Bela in trouble, and she obviously does not want Bela to be killed. Layla is very much her father's daughter. And what does she do? She went straight to it and gave Christian Cole and Gwaine Hightower and whoever was with them pretty good scare. It was a pretty good scare, and yeah, actually one of my favorite scenes so far. And I would say one of my favorite dragon scenes. Maybe if we put it all together with Game of Thrones, man, Moondancer looks so freaking awesome. It just has this like I don't know, sort of it has the same sort of like attitude as Bela does. And this takes me back to what I've been talking about uh since like season 1. I love how they have been able to show us like the dragons attitudes and the way they react with their dragon riders, like Cyrax with Rhaenyra, Caraxes with Daemon, Moondancer now with Bela. That was, I love that. Also, there was some very cool scenes with the dragons where they sort of want to give us the dragon rider's perspective of being on top of the dragon. It happened first with Damon and Caraxes arriving at Harrenhal, and I thought that was such a cool shot, honestly. Um, Now, the last two things that we have to talk about when it comes to like the major uh things that happened in the episode is that Rhaenyra decides to, first of all, she asks um Missaria, Lady Mystery, about like what she knows about the Red Keep and this and that, and turns out uh Missaria is wanting to work with Rhaenyra now. She's not going to Essos, and she gets Rhaenyra pretty much to go to King's Landing, or she comes up with the plan to get Rhaenyra into King's Landing, close to Alicent, to talk to Alicent without anyone finding out that Rhaenyra is there. Which it was a little bit weird at times because I was like, man, there has to be at least one person that is able to recognize Rhaenyra, but I don't know, maybe not. Uh, they were very. I thought they were very specific when it comes to the shots they showed us while Rhaenyra was walking towards the Sept. Um, Okay, I have a question here, very good, and I'll get to that one here in a second, Daya. But I thought it was very interesting because most of the shots they showed us while doing the whole walk towards the Sept with Rhaenyra and her Queen's Guard. I forget his name right now, but um, almost every time I feel like they showed people just looking away, all spaced out, and just not paying attention, and which I feel like maybe that could work, maybe yes, uh, but she manages to get close to Alicent, and she gets close to her, and they talk, and I appreciate the show for acknowledging things. This may okay, so this makes it very, very clear that they are they notice a lot of the criticisms that we talk about whenever we discuss the episodes, whenever we do reviews. Those of us that do reviews, um, they are keeping an eye on the things that we talk about because in season 1 we talked about so much of Allison just like stupidly, you know, taking supposedly taking Viserys's word, which, dude, the guy is, over here just not entirely himself, actually dying. He is in those like last few minutes. So you're literally just gonna take the word of someone who's almost mumbling things, and just because he said Aegon, he's just turning back all of the decisions, all of the things that he did to show his support for Rhaenyra. It was stupid. So it was honestly very, very good, and I enjoyed it a lot. The fact that they addressed it, and Rhaenyra told her pretty much like, You don't know what you're talking about." Like Alicent's here we go. Here we go. Daya said something about this. Allison's face when she realized Viserys was talking about Aegon the Conqueror, not her dumbass son. Exactly. It was, dude. It was priceless, honestly. It was like how she says conqueror, like he was actually talking about the conqueror, really. Um, yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I thought they did a very good job with that. Um, let me see if I'm missing anything. What else happened with Rhaenyra? Yeah, Allison is pretty much like I said a few minutes ago. Allison is choosing, to just go to war because she does not. She feels like nobody in court is going to help her in this stopping the war. Uh, so yeah, but at the same time, Rhaenyra does not know that. Which honestly I don't care. I would take it. I'm taking it like I hope Rhaenyra takes it the same way I am taking it, where it's like, well, let's go to war then, even though I really don't want to do this. Let's see. That's what they get when they get reusing names. Yep, yep. Honestly, yes, that is spot on. There's so many Aegons for real. Listen, I feel sometimes like Targaryens are Latinos because like I am Jose, like the third or fourth Jose in my family. And yeah, I sort of understand where they're coming from, even though like it's also the reason why I mainly don't use Jose unless it's something super official. I usually just go with Ruben, which by the way, there's a lot of Rubens in my family as well. Um, yeah, it's for real. I have so many relatives with the same name. Yes. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty good episode. If I'm missing something, Daya, you can just let me know in the comments. I'm getting close here to just wrapping up the episode, but I know you dropped something around here. Here we go. Also, how do you feel about the show making Ulf the bastard son of Balon? I'm a book reader, so spoilers are okay. Okay, that was I was not expecting that. I was honestly I'm okay with it because those are I feel like that's something that we would not find out unless we would have gotten something like this. So I feel like I'm okay with it. It's gonna be very interesting once like Tumbleton comes around. Oh, that part of the story, more like Tumbleton Part 2. Um, sorry, I needed a little bit of a drink because running dry already. But yes, I feel like it might be, yeah, well, it's gonna suck because now we know that Ulf is directly, like, s- man, straightforward directly to or related to uh Rhaenyra is kind of wild, honestly. Me too, because I thought Balon would be loyal to his wife, but at the end of the day, the books aren't finished, and Germ is heavily involved in the show. Exactly, that is my thing. That's my thing with the show. Um, yes, George is not on top of this in like helicopter momming it, where he just wants to be all over the show. Plus, let's be honest, if he was to be like all over the show and like wanting to be part of every single detail, like the guy already doesn't hasn't been able to write a whole lot when it comes to Winds of Winter and A Dream of Spring more specifically. So yeah, he would have no time to work on those. Um, so I don't know. I feel like that feels like a detail that uh Ryan Condal would go ask George and be like, "Hey, who do you think is uh, All-White's father. Balon loved Alyssa, but a lot of husbands, Corliss, who love their wives, cheat. Yes, yes. Like honestly, it is. Man, I would expect a lot of these men in this show to be unfaithful. So yes, it kind of ruins it in terms. Actually, let's even good Queen Alisan and Jaharis had their problems. You know, the two most like the biggest example for like I would say at least at the beginning, their first years was like I thought he would be the bastard of Jaharis. Huh. You know what? They sort of confused me a little bit. At first, I thought he was saying that he was the bastard of Jaharis, and I was like, "Huh, I can see that because, um, as we know, Jaharis and Alisan, even though they were great for many years, it got to a point where things weren't that good, and that's where she went to the north. Which in the show they were saying that both Jaharis and Alisan good Queen Alisan went to the north and talked um to the people at the wall and they took their dragons there and all of that. Um but I don't know. I suppose I'm okay, honestly, with the whole Balon thing. Or Sarah. Yeah, yeah. Uh there's too many ways to go, and I need to reread the Dance of the Dragons chapters again. I've been wanting to. It's just that I've been so into the A Song of Ice and Fire right now. I'm in I think it's like the second Brienne chapter of a Feast for Crows, but whatever. It was mentioned in the books that she had sons, but I don't know if they mentioned their names. Hmm. I really need to get back. I really need to get back to reading Fire and Blood at some point because there is a lot of juicy uh, details in there. But yeah, episode 3, I thought it was good. I would say episode 3, my least favorite, and I'll say it like this, my least favorite out of the first 3, but still a very like it's a strong episode, honestly. Like very, very good conversations. And again, people like my wife, for example, they are dying for action, like big time action, which honestly we haven't gotten so far in the first 3 episodes. We did get the Eric versus Eric moment. That's what I told her. I was like, "But we got Eric versus Eric last episode." But yeah, yeah, it doesn't feel like the first 3 episodes have that's literally like the biggest action there's been. Um, if there's anything else, please let me know. I don't mind, but I know Twitter is angry right now with Ulf. Ooh. I just made a meme when it comes to Rhaenyra. Actually, I think I might be able to bring it up here. And we could probably just I'll plug my Twitter here just if you want to follow me there. And whoever's on the live right now listening, but let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I felt proud of making this meme because I know a lot of you would definitely join this church. Let me see. I think now here. Okay, here we go. This one. So I made that meme for the good old Twitter, and I put. Let me see. I will not miss a day at the church that Rhaenyra built. Who's with me? Anyways, I think I might just call this a night, but let me see. But I mean, It's like the calm before the storm, since we get Rook's rest next episode. Exactly. That's what I keep telling people. But yes, we also need to understand that they have not read the books. Like my wife has not read the books. So they don't know what's coming. They don't know what's coming in the next episode. And I feel like once we get the next episode and the magnitude of what the next episode should be, people are gonna be like, holy shit, like the first three episodes make the fourth one so much better. Uh Again, good character development with the first three episodes. And also, I have to talk to my wife because one of the bigger criticisms of oh, I forgot about this. We got the Millie Alcock coming back for a quick cameo in this episode, which was I was a little bit mad. I was a little bit mad. Hey, what's up, Deepak from India? Wow, that's awesome. Welcome, welcome. If you watch House of the Dragon, just drop it in there. Sad, sadly, we're almost done with the episode, but I appreciate it. You stopping by, and I hope you come around for the other ones. There's gonna be more episodes this week for sure. Um, but we got Millie Alcock. Um, Next episode will be the best, I believe. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. Yep, yep, yep. Uh, and yes, Rainies. Um, what I was gonna say, we got Millie Alcock coming back as young Rhaenyra in one of Damon's hallucinations, and also a big foreshadow that Alice Rivers tells um, Damon when he's standing in front of the Weirwood in Harrenhal, and whew, that was that was quite a bit. Um, let's see now. What else? What else? What else? Um, that might be it actually in terms of episode 3. The only thing that I had missed. I was a little bit mad. Well, actually not a little bit. I was quite mad with the awesome page of Westerosis. They ended up or deleting the tweet, but they spoiled the fact that Rhaenyra or Millie Alcock was going to come back for this episode. I was like, why would you do that, man? Like, but supposedly it was some other admin of the page. It wasn't the main person that posted it. And they came out and said, sort of like they deleted the tweet and said they were sorry and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Yeah. Next episode, man. Next episode is going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. So that means Damon knew he was going to die in the next battle he goes into, but still went for Rhaenyra. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm not. I'll leave it at that because if not, it means that we will be getting ahead of ourselves. But if you want to talk about that, Daya, yeah, most definitely follow me on TikTok, CrossRodz, and obviously here, Binging Dragons, people, of course, that too, and Twitter. Um, but yes, I'm excited. I'm excited for the next episode. It's going to be big. Um, Anyways, I'll leave it at that. I think this has been longer than I thought it was gonna be, but anyways, it was pretty awesome. Daya, I appreciate you a whole lot for stopping by and discussing the episode 3 with me in the comments. Uh, yes, I hope to see you all in the next one. And hopefully I'll get another awesome guest. Remember, guys, there are 3 new episodes that are out now. 2 of them in English, 1 of them in Spanish. 3 awesome creators that I know you guys are just gonna love. I can't speak now, so that means I gotta go. Uh, yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. In the meantime, while I'm Margulis, and fire and blood, baby.